Commercial package gas unit not starting, no display on the simplicity controls, and a couple tips if you plan on installing this type of unit. Today you're watching HVAC Tips for Technicians. I am Tad, and I hope you're ready to learn something about commercial package gas units made by York. If you want more videos, check out my playlist. Before we start, hit that like button, hit the bell, ding, so you know what I'm doing in the future. Really appreciate all my viewers, my subscribers, and definitely my members. You make this happen. If you want HVAC consultation, if you want HVAC tech support, definitely click that join button right below the video and then go down in the comment section. Let me know you joined, say I joined. I'll get you my email, that'll lead to my number. Definitely, if you have a question before the video ends or after the video ends, leave that in the comments. If you give me questions, I'll give you content. I will help you with your project, help you with your needs, but I can't help you unless you tell me what you need. So ask me those questions. If you don't have a question, that's fine. Tell me where you're from, tell me who you are. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want you to know, this is 3-phase, so you have 3 lines of power. And whenever you start up the equipment, that should be your first check, is your power coming into the unit. Now I have 240 volts coming in, right? And you gotta make sure that your polarity is not reversed. But on this piece of equipment, we have a little safety, right? And that's called our phase monitor. It is a ICM 401 control, right? You see that part number? Type that in the Google search bar, look that up, do yourself a favor, learn more about that. If my phase is reversed, which it was, and I reversed it, and I'm gonna show you what tool I used. If it's reversed, it's gonna have a fault. It's gonna display a red LED. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna cut the power to the simplicity control. So this right here is gonna be blank. So the first thing that you need to do is look at that phase monitor, see if it's red. If you don't have a phase monitor and you wanna know what happens when you have a phase reversal and you need to swap legs, check out my playlist. I've got a video on that. So I use my service valve wrench. This is my service wrench, and you can see right there that little Allen tool, the Allen key, it fits right there. So I was able to reverse 2 of those. I'll just take and swap 2 of those legs, and that's reversing the polarity, right? So that is the first tip I'm gonna give you. If you ever start up a new commercial package unit made by York and you don't have any display, and you check and you have your voltage coming in, and then you have your 24 volts off your transformer. And if you don't know how to check that, you need to check out my playlist. I've got a video on relays, checking power and all that good stuff, how to wire thermostats. You need to check that out. So that's the first tip that I want to give you. Now, the second thing I want to give you is if you plan on selling this equipment, if you plan on installing this equipment, there's something you need to know about the way that the unit comes from the factory. And I'm gonna show you that in the manual, and then I'm gonna show you that by showing you the duct, right? Okay, check out your manual. That's a very good tip that you need to know, okay? So we're gonna go to page 18 in our manual, and it says ductwork. And you're gonna see this is the back of the unit where the side panels are. This is your supply, this is your return. I'm gonna show you that in just a minute. This is inside the unit. This is your return panel, this is your supply panel. Now over here, you can pause the video and you can read this, but it says units are shipped with side duct openings covered, okay? So, and then for bottom duct application, no duct cover changes are necessary. So it comes with the side duct openings covered, right? So this right here, these are both covered. That supply panel's not off. You have to take these off if you want to install this type of application, if it's not rooftop. And then you have to put the side duct covers over the bottom duct covers, okay? You gotta know that. Let me show you. And everything like the fresh air panel ships strapped in right here underneath this outdoor coil. But this right here is the side duct covers. This is where the supply hooks up, okay? And this is where the return hooks up. But when this unit was shipped, the side duct covers came on the unit, and then the bottom duct covers, which are inside the unit, were off. So this comes shipped, ready to be installed on a rooftop. I need you to know that as well. You need to make sure that upon commissioning, you not only check the pressures and you make sure you don't have low suction pressure or high head pressure or any issues with the pressures. You need to make sure you set the gas pressure. And if you don't know how to do that, you definitely need to check out my playlist. I've got a video on how to use a manometer, setting gas pressure, how much natural gas and propane burns at. I got a good video on that, so you got to make sure that you check that out, okay? This right here is a VFD. And if you have a problem with your duct being too small, then it's going to choke that air and it's going to send this motor into an overload. And this VFD is going to shut this equipment down. It's going to shut that unit down, okay? So keep that in mind. You got to make sure that you know exactly how everything works, because if you don't, you're going to have issues. Now this is what was shipped, not on the unit. This was all, you had to put all this together, and this is the fresh air panel. Remember, these are the side ducts, and then you got bottom ducts. What else? Let's see. You got to make sure you have the right voltage. You got to make sure that you wire it correctly. This is where all the low voltage wiring goes, right here. All right, cooling is working good. Fan is turning the right direction, of course. If it wasn't, we would know. Compressors are working. All right. Supply air temp cooling. All right, let's go ahead and turn the heat on. It's heating time. Inducer motor comes on, closes the pressure switch. And then the other safeties like the rollout and the limit switch are closed. Make sure there's no codes on the board. And then our spark igniter should fire off. At the same time, we open the gas valve. Make sure it's on. And then our flame sensor's over here. Lights all the way across. Flame sensor sends a signal back to the board saying, hey, we have flame rectification. And that's how you successfully commission this equipment. Good to go. If you liked today's video, hope you learned something. Do not forget to comment below and tell me what you learned. If you learned anything, if you enjoyed the video, comment below. Let me know who you are, where you're from. And then hit that like button, because that's you doing something for somebody else that's nice. And I like that, because I like doing nice things for other people. All right, this is Tad. You've been watching HVAC Tips for Technicians, and I'll keep you cool if you let me.